Can you really cruise for a year cheaply? You would not believe how often people ask us, okay, Tori, but just how cheap can you actually cruise for a whole year? So we decided to do what every normal couple does on a Sunday afternoon. We sat down with spreadsheets, calculators, and entirely too much coffee and figured it out. And surprise, you can cruise for shockingly cheap, like cheaper than rent in most US cities cheap. Today I'm breaking down what a full year on a cruise ship really costs, what you get, what you don't get, and whether this lifestyle could work for you. We wanted this to be simple, clear, and realistic, so we asked, what is the absolute cheapest cruise ship you can live on for a year without switching ships, juggling itineraries, or doing math that requires Advil? And we found it. Carnival Paradise, doing a 4 and 5 day Caribbean itinerary over and over all year long. We priced the cheapest interior cabin, booked continuously for 1 full year. No upgrades, no balcony temptation, just pure budget heroism. And yes, the ship comes back to a US port frequently, which is great for mail, doctor's appointments, and the occasional I miss Target moment. The big catch, guaranteed cabins. Now at this price, you're booking a guaranteed cabin, and that means you're guaranteed a room, but not which room. So you may need to switch your cabin between each of these sailings. It's like musical chairs, but the chairs are 150 square feet and come with a towel animal. If you do want to stay in that same cabin for the whole year, you'll likely have to pay more, sometimes significantly more when you choose your own cabin. Pros. So if you're the type who loves routine with sunshine, always returning to a US port, easy access to healthcare and mail, Caribbean weather on repeat, predictable budget, you know the ship inside out, no surprise flights or repositioning chaos. And honestly, if you like the simple life, same shows, same crew, same dining room team who already knows your dessert order, this can feel really cozy. The cons. Now for the reality check. You're always in the Caribbean. You'll eat the same menus over and over. The entertainment will repeat every few days. Port fatigue is real. And if switching cabins stresses you out, the guarantee deal isn't fun. You're missing Europe, Alaska, Asia, Panama Canal, and all the bucket list itineraries. This is the cruise ship equivalent of living near the office because the rent is cheap. Convenient? Yes. Exciting? Well, that depends on how much you like Nassau. The numbers everyone wants. To live on Carnival Paradise for a year in the cheapest possible cabin per person, $26,000 per year, which is $71 per day. Now, I know that you can find even cheaper cruises for something crazy like $45 a day, but you have to realize that there are times like Christmas, for example, where the prices are way higher. So this $71 is representing the average price per day for you on the Carnival Paradise. And for double occupancy, that price turns into $52,584 per year, which is equivalent to $142 per day. And that's not just a bed. That price includes accommodation, all meals, entertainment, housekeeping, ports every few days, your daily someone else is washing the towels luxury. Try getting that with your $1,500 US apartment. Now, of course, there are port fees, taxes, and gratuities that you have to add onto these prices. So gratuities, about $16 per day per person, which is $5,840 per year, or $11,680 per year for two. So now your new totals look like $31,867 per person, and your new yearly total for 2 people turns into $64,264. Still, for a full year of food, lodging, entertainment, and 0 chores, well, that's kind of amazing. Can you do it for even cheaper? Absolutely, if you're willing to ship hop. If you add repositioning cruises, transatlantic deals, shoulder season itineraries, last-minute bargains, different home ports, you can bring that yearly cost down even lower. But that requires planning, constant research, and the flexibility of a yoga instructor. The big takeaway. So, can you live on a cruise ship for a year cheaply? Yes. Shockingly, yes, but cheap comes with trade-offs. If you're happy with interior cabins, predictable menus, and endless warm weather, this can actually be more affordable than renting in many major cities in the US and Canada. And honestly, when you compare groceries, utilities, transportation, entertainment, heating bills, well, the cruise starts to look like a pretty compelling rent alternative. So if you would like me to run the numbers for other cruise lines or for an itinerary hopping year-long adventure, please let me know in the comments. My husband, Kirk, and I, we've lived on cruise ships for almost 3 years now. So if anybody can crunch these numbers with a straight face, it's us. So please like, subscribe, and share this video with that friend of yours who keeps saying, I wish I could live on a cruise ship, but it's too expensive. Because now you can say, well, actually, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.